This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. Yo, we like to party. Hey. What's going on, y'all? This your boy Reela back again. Gotta talk hopes. Interesting this week. Shout out to the family, the Anthony family. I'm watching Kiyan, dog by the way, play Melo in a one-on-one match recorded by lovely Lala. It was dope. Kiyan look like you about to walk your father down. Look like you about to walk your dad down. It all comes a point in time. I'm a younger brother. You know, I'm the youngest of my family. My brother used to dog walk me. Yeah. He used to dog walk me. But it made me better. Kids my age. I was a lockdown offender once upon a time. And the reason why I was a lockdown offender was because brother used to just hit tough shots on me. So I just thought about ways of making it tougher. Watching YouTube videos, playing other kids my age, playing other grown people as well. And it helped, bro. It helped tremendously. So shout out to that. I just love to see it. You know, Carmelo's a top 10 scorer all time, but, you know, he's 39, about to be 40. And Kiyan is a young, spry 15 or 16. I forgot off the top of my head how old he is. But he's 2 years away from being a man, or some change. You're going to get walked down eventually. The Father Time is 1 million and 0. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around it. And Dillon Brooks, bro, respectfully to you, I don't want to hear you talk no more. First off, the Canadian team is asking to pick within Drake and Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, shout out to you. You the Don. But come on now. The last 15 years is definitely belonging to Drizzy. You know what I mean? What he did, the attention that was bought, the attention that he brought to Canada allowed for the Weeknd to do his dollar and to become the superstar and potentially one of the top 3, top 5 most famous people that we have right now. Drake is responsible for a lot in that city. The crib that the crib that he pretty much built from scratch. And he's always rep Toronto. I think he's got to be one of, if not the greatest Canadian to ever do it. And they go around and ask the entire national Canadian team, would you rather Drake or Ryan Reynolds? Of course, 99.9% of them said Drake because it's Drake. And here comes Dillon Brooks saying Ryan Reynolds. You know that one guy who just likes to be different, don't really believe in the opinion, he just want to be different than everybody else. It's not really groupthink, but you just don't want to be considered a follower when it's common sense. The dude that be bored that just want to argue when there's really no argument. Respectfully to Ryan Reynolds. But come on now, it's Drake. It's Drake. That same Dillon Brooks saying that he almost had Braun. Almost had him where? My brother in Christ, I love the delusion. Delusion, you need it to be great. We, in terms of the media, have done Dillon Brooks wrong. He's, you're a brick in the NBA, but in the grand scheme of things, you're in the NBA. You know how I feel about guys who are still in the league. That being said, your delusion is hilarious, my brother in Christ. First off, saying that you almost had Bron when he kicked you out of the playoffs is hilarious. That's just, it's just literally comedy to me. And Bron didn't have to do what he had to do to you because he actually has a squad now. He actually has a supporting cast. He doesn't need to engage in hyperbole in 1v1. You're not a Deshaun Stevenson in 2006 or 2007, whenever that was. Stop it, brother. Sorry, let it go. You're on a rebuilding Houston Rockets team. They need your veteran leadership. And sure, you have to be a little delusional, but come on, be real, bro. This is the highest scorer of all time. This is now statistically the best scorer of all time, and you talking about you almost had him. After he finished kicking you out, after not only he kicked you out of the playoffs, but your own franchise didn't want to sign you. Dillon Brooks, bro, I love your defense. You play lockdown defense. I think that gets overlooked in all of this because you're not the greatest shooter. I don't think you can shoot, period, but there's different reasons why everybody's in the league, and I think definitely that Houston Rockets teams need you with your defense and your ability to actually make the playoffs, in which they never had that prior. You and Van Vliet. Van Vliet, of course, won a championship in 19, and you being in the playoffs a multitude of times in the past years will help. But my brother in Christ, these quotes will not help you. Let it go. You're on the new Houston Rockets team. Hopefully, you guys make the play-in and build on that. But stop it. You did not almost have LeBron James, bro. You just... Boy, that man is delusional. Anyway, let's get into this real talk. I'm real excited about this one. That boy Cam went in with this topic. We're going to make this episode nice, short, and simple. Get y'all back to y'all Friday. Top 5 ball handlers in the league. All right. We're going to go from 5 to 1. I think the first 2 is kind of obvious, but it's all right. My number 5 happens to be, I was in between, they play in the same backcourt, but I was in between one and the other. I'm going to have to go Donovan Mitchell, number 5. I was going to go Darius Garland because I love his hezzies. But I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. Spry handle. People forget, he plays like he's 6'4", 6'5". This gentleman is 6'1". But he has a handle. When he came into the league, I'm like, all right, he got to get a left. But he can spin back to the left. He has the hezzy, then he has the snatch, and yeah. I'm gonna give it to Donovan Mitchell, number 5. Number 4, we're gonna go. This is probably the only non-guard on this list. It has to be one person who I'm a fan of your podcast, my brother. If you didn't guess who it is, it's one Paul George. Paul George is around 6'8", 6'9", handle. He moves like a guard. He's just so smooth with it. The snatchbacks, the hezzies, the hezzy pull-ups to a jumper. He has the tween game, and he just looks so smooth doing it, bro. He has it on a string for a dude that tall. And I don't know if I've seen anybody that tall with it on the string like Paul George. For sure, I gotta go Paul George, number 4. All right, number 3. This one is tough, right? Because my heart tells me Harden. Harden, I think you still have one of the best handles of all time, but you're an older guy. Not to say you're above you're beyond your prime because you average 21 and 10, and a bum cannot average 21 and 10 no matter how hard you try. King of the step back, of course. King of the hezzies, of course. But I'm gonna get a shocker with this one. This is gonna shock you guys. It's hilarious. It's Jordan Poole, number 3 for me. Jordan Poole, he has a bag that I'm looking to definitely go ahead and see in Washington with him having the reins, him and Kuzma having the reins to really be free in the offense. Man, he that's another guy who's just smooth with it. The stops, the hezzies. He has one against the Suns where he goes tween behind the back, hezzy to the right, and then he goes with his right hand. It was so crazy. And then he has another one against the Hornets where, he did the Tracy McGrady move where you get behind your back and, while you have your back turned and then hezzy and then go to the rim. But he did it while doing it between one of the legs, and then he went to the layup. I'm going to definitely put that on the screen. It's Jordan Poole, number 3 for me. Number 2 for me is a no-brainer. The greatest shooter of all time. The second greatest point guard of all time. It's Steph Curry. And there's not really much to explain. He has every dribble package that you can name. The Curry slide is on 2K for a reason, because Steph Curry, there isn't a dribble counter move that this gentleman doesn't have. He has it on the string. One of the reasons why he's the greatest shooter of all time is because of his handle and his ability to get himself open, the ins and outs, the tweens, the Curry slide, the hezzies, the ability to go behind her back and shoot it. He can make every type of shot, and he can do all of them off the dribble. Every dribble move ever that you can name, Steph Curry could do it. He's definitely number 2. Number 1 is unanimous. We don't really got to spend much time. It's Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is the only man I've seen that has a counter for every defense that he's ever seen in his life, and that is why he has the greatest handle of all time. There isn't anything that he could do without the basketball, and it's either hand. It doesn't matter. You send him left, he's going to go left, and he's going to finish left. You send him right, he's going to go right, he's going to finish right. He has a post game. He has an in-between game. He could go between the legs. He could go behind the back. He could spin off behind the back. There isn't any dribble move that this man cannot do, and he's the greatest ball handler of all time. And I'm looking for him to go stupid in Dallas for sure, because he's him. Potentially, in the argument for the most skilled player of all time, let alone his handle. So definitely, that is my top 5. Let's go ahead and reiterate. Number 5, I had Donovan Mitchell. Number 4, I had Paul George. Number 3, I had Jordan Poole. Number 2, I had Steph Curry. And number 1 is Kyrie Irving, unanimously. That is my top 5 ball handlers in the league. That being said, enjoy y'all Friday. I thought For All the Dogs by Drizzy was coming out. It did not come out, unfortunately. I definitely was going to come on here and rant when it came out. But I think the new Yachty came out. And I'm going to tap back into that new Damian Lillard for sure. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday, though, man. Dope weekend. This is the last Friday of August. Next time y'all hear me, it will be September. Greatest month of all time. Greatest month of all time. And I'm going to hit y'all, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm out.
Like and subscribe to Real Hoops everywhere for all of our content. Click the notification bell to stay up to date with every single new release. That way you don't miss a beat when we got everything going on for you that has everything to do with hoops. Tap in and show love.